Unks on Twitter again. Nah, I gotta throw it out there. But one of the premier coaches in college basketball, St. John's head coach Rick Pitino, who is very online, which I love about him, which you don't expect him to be online, but he is very online, and his tweets are always must see television, in my opinion. And he had his a tweet yesterday in regards to their first practice. He says, "First practice is in the books. Hardworking group that excels athletically and shoots the lights out. Thank God," with a praying emoji and a crying, laughing emoji. Now, anyone who watched St. John's and their team last year, it was defense, defense, defense. And also, we all saw how they went out sad in that tournament game where I haven't seen an offensive disaster like that in a very, very long time. Riley, what are your thoughts on the on this tweet? And also, like, is he stating facts with what they got with this team?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Anytime Petito tweets, I love it. Am I allowed to say it's a little Goodman-esque? Like there are times where we're texting Goodman and it's like, yeah, okay, time to, all right, Grams, time to give up the phone. But
Yeah,
it's also like lovable and hilarious at the same time.
yeah.
Love you, Goodman, if you hear this, but I know you're not listening. So, yeah, Patino tweeting is great. But when you look at the main guards they added between Ian Jackson, Joseph Sannon, and Isaiah Sellers, they should be shooting well. All three of those guys are high level shooters last year. I think Sannon and Ian were the two who far exceeded the expectations for what they would shoot. Like Sannon was a tick under 37%. Ian was like right at 40% on the season. And both of those guys are seen more as like shot hungry combo guards going into their college careers who stepped up and were consistent. Then Sellers is obviously the off ball guy who, um, kind of less prone to some poor shot selection, so you expect him to make the most of his spot up jumpers, can shoot a little bit coming off screens as well. But yeah, with what you're investing financially in this roster, they better be making some jumpers.
This video is brought to you by NBA2K Lab.com. 2K Lab worked with us last summer as well. They're one of our favorite entities in all of sports gaming. We want to show you their college basketball stadium locator challenge game. And I'm going to share a screen right now as we do this. South Carolina, bang. Oh,
Ooh,
okay, that's pretty good. Next, North Carolina. Why are we only getting the Carolinas?
please
Bang.
lock in.
St. John's, that's New
New
York.
York.
Bang.
Where's New Jersey?
We're on fire. Colorado. I actually don't know what state Colorado is.
It's it's in Colorado. There's a state of
Is that
Colorado.
this one?
It's to the right of Phoenix.
Anyway, you get the picture. This game's really fun. They've got more games as well, like Guess the NBA Player, Mystery Fantasy Draft, and more. Stay tuned for all of the college football content and games that they'll be putting together to help you get the best experience out of college football 26. Back to the video.
Yeah, and look, it's funny. It's funny that like Coach Pitino, like I love when coaches realize like chatter online and like realize what's going on around. Like he knows what happened last year and that offense was an issue. Like he's like laughing and joking, like saying that thank God we can shoot this year. It's gonna be great. But it's good to see for St. John's. I do think they did fix that this year, but I don't know if that's gonna be the issue though. Like, yes, you can do that. Yes, you can do that all that athletically. How are y'all gonna fit and can y'all get stops? Because St. John's was one of the best teams in the country last year, right? And obviously go out sad in the NCAA tournament. And I guess the one thing I'd ask you based off this tweet, Riley, is there a world where St. John's falls victim to just overreacting to one early tournament loss? Like, or was it like
Like
kind of like that?
overcorrecting and
Like
getting away from
like
their
overreacting by
identity.
kind of changing the team philosophy because they literally went from this unreal defensive team to they're not going to be that this season.
Yeah. Yeah, there's part of me that thinks, okay, so looking at the personnel last year, Zuby was a great rim protector. Aaron Scott was like that versatile swing piece who could guard any perimeter player, really good at getting steals. Kadari Richmond, of course, his reputation preceded him as a guy who could use his size, his wingspan to get steals as well. And I thought Simeon Wilcher was like at least plays really hard on that end too. But some of these guys, like I would not have expected RJ Lewis to be a big minutes guy from a team that was as good as they were defensively. I think Patino Maxim. I guess he always had some of the instincts when you even going back to his UMass days to at least create chaos with his length and ability to get steals. But that's where I'm wondering if even guys like Ian Jackson was largely bad defensively for UNC last year. I thought he had some moments where he looked like he was progressing, to where maybe Patino can help him better maximize again some of the physical tools to get him to be pretty good at the point of attack. Sandin the same way. Don't really think of him as a defender. And that, I mean, Arizona State was just such a mess last year to where you don't know what they're gonna be. Yeah, I don't know. I think when you see the framework that Patino has done for decades, it's tough to doubt him to maximize a roster's defensive upside. But I'm with you. We're looking at the individual pieces. I just wonder how high that upside actually is. Like, would it be a success if they're a top 25 defense as opposed to that should be the expectation as opposed to top 10, you know?
Yeah, and obviously we'll see how it works out. But in any regard, who cares about defense? Maybe we do like who little cares about defense. This team
Yeah.
can shoot. This team's athletic. It'll be interesting to see how that translates in a Big East that UConn's gonna retool. I love what Creighton's doing, so it's gonna be really good to see and really interesting to see how they do this season. But shout out to Coach Pitino. Keep on tweeting, brother. We need to see it.